Welcome back. Well, as promised, it's time to look at a lot of individual stocks that could be catching the limelight today. And our team is standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of top stocks to watch. Let's start first with Ritu, because IIFL Finance has made all the headlines and for the right reasons this time around. Ritu, morning. So relief coming through?
That's right, Surabhi. Good morning. Big relief actually for IIFL Finance because RBI has lifted restrictions on its gold loan business effective yesterday, and that means the company can now resume sanctioning, dispersal, assignment, securitization of gold loans after what has been a 6-month ban. Now remember, RBI had placed restrictions on them on the 4th of March because of material supervisory concerns that included, deviations in certifying the purity of gold, breaches in loan-to-value ratio, cash dispersals and collections in excess of the limit allowed. And the impact of that ban has been significant. Their gold loan AUM more than halved from about 26,000 crores in March to about 12,162 crores by August. The share of gold loans in their consolidated AUM, that dropped from 32% before the RBI action to 21% as of the first quarter. And they lost 1 million customer accounts that were closed during this period. There were concerns that there could be layoffs as well, with about 12,000 employees across their gold loan branches. But this lifting of restrictions, of course, removes the key overhang on the company and the stock as well.
Right, we are stock to watch out for on the way up. Thank you so much for that update, Ritu. Let's go across to Vivek now. He has some more updates coming in on Reliance Infra and also Vedanta and NTPC. Vivek.
Well, that's right. Some important updates coming in as far as Reliance Infra is concerned. Number one, the company has announced a fundraise. Fundraise is going to be via two routes. Number one is a preferential issue, and the other fundraise is going to be via the QIP route. Now, talking about the preferential issue, fundraise of close to 3,015 crore, and the promoter entity participating in this fund issue is going to be Rise Infinity Private Limited. Non-promoter entities include Florenti Innovation, that is led by Matthew Syriac, and also Fortune Financials as well as Equity Services. Now, coming to the QIP fundraise, the company is looking to raise close to 3,000 crore via the QIP route. Talking about Vedanta, again, some debt that the company is taking up. Now, this time it's the parent entity, that is VRL Resources, that has raised close to 900 million debt. This particular debt has been taken from Citicorp International. Citicorp is acting as the trustee, and the issuers of the debt are VRL, Twinstar as well as Welter, all three which are promoter entities of the listed entity, that is Vedanta. Now, coming to NTPC, in line with the very significant capex plans that the company has outlined for FY25, the board of the company has gone ahead and approved two investment proposals. Number one, 800 megawatt power plant at Odisha at a capex of a little over 11,100 crore, and a Chhattisgarh power plant again of 800 megawatt, and the size of this particular, or the capex for this particular plant, will be close to 9,800 crore.
All right, Vivek, thank you very much for that. We'll keep an eye out on all those names. The Bank of Japan decision is at the bottom of the screen. They've, as expected, held rates, nothing, maintained short-term interest rates at 0.25%. So that's the Bank of Japan meeting. The dollar-yen is absolutely stable, nothing at all. So it's essentially where it was at about 142 early August. When at that level, markets globally panicked. But of course, the yen rallied from 162 to about 142, and since it's been in this 140 to 145 zones. Usually there's a press conference later, and guidance, etc. will be important, so we'll get back to this in a bit. Well, let's go back to Ritu now. IndoStar and IDFC First Bank will also be in focus. Ritu, tell us more.
Well, you have NBFC IndoStar Capital selling its subsidiary IndoStar Home Finance to a private equity player, EQT, for about 1,750 crore rupees on a fully diluted basis. This deal is still pending, all the approvals, including from the Reserve Bank of India, consent from lenders and shareholders. Once it is completed, it will see the private equity player EQT invest about 500 crores into IndoStar Home Finance. The capital is expected to help IndoStar grow its primary sectors, which is vehicle finance and small business loans. Keep in mind, as of the end of the first quarter, IndoStar Home Finance had 121 branches across 8 states. Their average ticket size is about 9 lakh rupees, and the assets under management were about 2,395 crore rupees. Now, on to IDFC First Bank, where the Reserve Bank of India has approved the reappointment of their MD and CEO V. Vaidyanathan for a 3-year period effective December 2024, that is until December of 2027. Earlier in April, the board had approved his reappointment for this 3-year tenure after his current term ends in December this year, which has now received the regulator's nod. He's been the bank CEO since December 2018 following the merger of Capital First and IDFC Bank, and this reappointment for the entirety of the 3-year term that was sought by the bank is a positive and ensures leadership continuity.
Okay, absolutely. So that stock expected to open out in green on the back of that development. Ritu, thanks for it. Let's head to Sonal now. Sonal, you're watching out for Phoenix Mills. What's the news here?
Well, Phoenix Mills, via its subsidiary, has made inroads in Punjab. They've gone ahead and they have been declared as the lowest bidder for 2 plots in Mohali in Punjab. And the total land area is around 13.14 acres. This will be used for commercial development only. And the bid value for the combined, for both the plots is around 891 crore rupees. The company says they intend to develop a retail-led mixed-use development on this land parcel. So one more step ahead in the expansion plans that the company has been talking about.
Sonal, thank you very much for that. More stocks with news flow. Vivek, back to you.
Well, that's right. Quite a lot on the plate today. First up is EMS Limited. Now, 2 separate pieces of news here, both important. Number one, the company as well as its JV partner has emerged as the lowest bidder. This is for a tender that was floated by Kolkata Municipal Corporation, and this tender pertains to a pollution abatement work in the river Adi Ganga in Kolkata. Contract size is quite significant, 680 crore, where EMS's share is close to 74%. Along with that, yesterday the company also announced a fundraise via the QIP route. The company is looking to raise close to 400 crore. KEC International, a slight setback coming in terms of a rating downgrade from rating agency CARE. Various bank facilities of the company have been downgraded by a notch. Long-term bank facilities downgraded by CARE to CARE A+ stable from earlier CARE AA negative. Now, the downgrade is mainly on the back of lower than envisaged recovery as far as gross current assets is concerned, continued reliance on working capital borrowings as well as the leveraged capital structure. Lastly, again, keeping an eye out on Power Grid as well. One more order win or one more lowest bid as far as Power Grid is concerned. Now, this company has emerged as a successful bidder under the tariff-based competitive bidding. Now, this is for a transmission system to be developed from Kavda in Gujarat, and the project includes establishment of both a new substation as well as new transmission lines, which will be done in the state of Gujarat.
Right, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. And we thank the entire team for all the stocks which they just mentioned will be in the news. In case you missed it, let's recap that for you. Stocks with positive news: IIFL Finance, Reliance Infra, NTPC, IndoStar, IDFC, First Bank, Phoenix Mills, EMS and Power Grid. Well, stocks with negative news flows today: Vedanta and KEC International. All right, let's talk about the commodity space now. Manisha Gupta joins in with a roundup of all the action from the commodity market. Manisha, what stood out was the profit taking in gold.
Well, yes, and even as it's off its all-time highs, but trading very close to that. So $2,600 an ounce has been an all-time high, and we are trading at around $25.80 at this point in time. Well, the geopolitical tensions, decline in dollar index, and the fact that the markets are looking at a slowdown in Europe and US clearly have been supportive. Add to that the fact that the U.S. presidential elections in the month of November bring in a lot of uncertainty, and we have seen a lot of physical gold buying in the Western world, also adding premium to prices. Within metals, a couple of metals that stand out is steel trading at a 3-week highs, and the copper price is now trading at a 2-month highs. There are concerns from Zambia mines, and it also has to do with the a stronger demand that we also seem to be picking up from Asia that is supporting copper there. Sugar is one thing that I would definitely want to mention, because this week has seen very strong gains into this commodity. We are up by 6% for sugar. It's trading at a 2-month highs at almost 22 cents. International Sugar Organization says that 2024-25 would be a third straight year that you could be looking at a global deficit, and that is supportive.
Okay, all right, got it. Manisha, thank you very much for that. We'll watch out for how some of these commodities sort of play up through the day. Take a break right now. Back in a moment, we'll have Deepan Mehta joining in, and he will, of course, give us some fundamental ideas to look at today.